turn to begin the press conference.
Salam sejahtera, salam perpaduan dan selamat pagi kepada rakan-rakan media. Bersama saya pada pagi ini ialah Yang Berhormat Timbalan Menteri, Tuan Menteri, KSU, Berjana, dan juga Managing Director MHB, Encik Iskandar. Terlebih dahulu saya amat gembira dapat lawan lapangan terbang Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah ataupun lebih dikenali sebagai Subang Airport pada pagi yang mulia ini. Hari ini menandakan pembulaan satu lembaran baru dalam sejarah pengangkutan udara di Malaysia. Lapangan terbang Subang atau dikenali secara rasminya sebagai Lapangan Terbang Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah Airport bakal menyaksikan transformasi strategik yang cukup hebat dan menyeluruh untuk menjadi sebuah hub aero angkasa dan penerbangan bisnes yang digemari di rantau Asia Pasifik dan sebagai satu city airport yang unggul yang terletak di tengah-tengah ibu kota negara Kuala Lumpur. Dengan penuh rasa sukacitanya, saya ingin mengumumkan bahawa plan penjanaan semula lapangan terbang Subang ataupun dikenali sebagai Subang Airport Regeneration Plan (SARP) yang disediakan oleh Malaysia Airport Holdings Berhad MHB berasaskan hala tuju dasar kerajaan Malaysia akan dilaksanakan. Pada 2 Februari yang lalu, iaitu hari Khamis yang lalu, saya telah membentangkan SARP kepada jemaah menteri dan cadangan pembangunan tersebut telah mendapat kelulusan secara prinsip selepas mengambil kira pertimbangan yang teliti. Pembangunan LTSAS tersebut akan memberikan fokus terhadap pembangunan aerospace ecosystem, general aviation dan business aviation dan city airport. Sehubungan dengan itu, ekosistem yang akan dibangunkan di LTSAS melibatkan 7 komponen, iaitu pusat industri aero angkasa, kedua pusat penyelenggaraan pembaikan dan baik pulih MAO, yang ketiga pusat penyelidikan dan pembangunan, yang keempat operasi penerbangan am ataupun general aviation, yang kelima operasi penerbangan bisnes private jet business, yang keenam urban air mobility UAM, dan yang ketujuh sebagai operasi penerbangan komersial serantau. Cadangan memperkenalkan semula penerbangan berjadual serantau menggunakan pesawat jet narrow body sehingga A320 dan Boeing 737 atau yang seumpamanya, dan belly cargo menggunakan pesawat jet akan diperkenalkan semula di Subang Airport. Cadangan tersebut melibatkan usaha memperkenalkan semula penerbangan berjadual serantau menggunakan pesawat jet aerobody sehingga Airbus 320 dan Boeing 737 atau yang seumpamanya, dan belly cargo menggunakan pesawat jet di Subang Airport ini merupakan untuk mensasarkan pasaran ataupun kumpulan penumpang bisnes ataupun kelas premium dengan memanfaatkan penuh kedudukan Subang Airport yang cukup strategik di tengah-tengah ibu kota. Penerbangan berjadual menggunakan pesawat propeller dan turboprop akan dikekalkan mengikut permintaan pasaran terhadap perkhidmatan tersebut di Subang Airport dijangka berterusan dan positif. Melalui Subang Airport Regeneration Plan, Subang Airport bakal berubah menjadi sebuah hub penerbangan serantau dengan kapasiti maksimum seramai 8 juta penumpang setahun. Pertumbuhan dan perubahan wajah di lapangan terbang ini akan menjana ribuan peluang pekerjaan bernilai tinggi kepada rakyat Malaysia. Tambahan pula, ia akan memberikan rangsangan kepada rantaian industri pengangkutan udara dan industri aero angkasa selaras dengan hasrat kerajaan untuk menjadikan Malaysia sebagai peneraju aeroangkasa di rantau Asia Tenggara menjelang tahun 2030. Untuk langkah seterusnya, Malaysia Airports akan merangka seluruh pelan pembangunan semula LTSAS ini secara terperinci serta mengambil kira pandangan semua pihak dalam sesi-sesi debat urus dengan sikap yang terbuka dan membina. Anggaran kos pembangunan semula lapangan terbang ini dapat diumumkan selepas pelan terperinci tersebut disiap bentangkan pada masa yang akan datang. Pembangunan semula LTSAS adalah usaha dan murni peringkat nasional yang berlandaskan gagasan Malaysia Madani. Dari segi ekonomi, ia akan mempercepatkan pemulihan ekonomi pasca pandemik dengan menarik peraburan dari dalam maupun luar negara. Dari aspek kemasyarakatan pula, projek ini cukup bermakna dengan memberi nafas baru kepada sebuah lapangan terbang di mana ramai warga Malaysia berkongsi ingatan dan pengalaman yang manis. Akhirnya adalah mustahak agar diterapkan reka bentuk mesra Arab dan infrastruktur hijau ke dalam pembangunan semula tersebut demi kelestarian dan masa depan negara kita. Seperti yang saya katakan tadi, ini adalah satu keputusan dasar yang sangat penting yang telah pun diluruskan oleh Kabinet pada hari Khamis yang lalu. Keputusan dasar ini bakal menyaksikan satu perubahan yang besar kepada Subang Airport. Seperti yang anda semua maklum, lapangan terbang ini merupakan lapangan terbang utama negara kita sebelum wujudnya KLIA. Apabila KLIA siap pada tahun 1998, lapangan terbang ini secara beransur-ansurnya telah mengurangkan operasinya. Menjelang tahun 2002, iaitu 21 tahun yang lalu, semua pesawat-pesawat jet tidak lagi dibenarkan untuk beroperasi di lapangan terbang ini. Ia hanya tinggal pesawat turboprop ataupun yang boleh dilihat di belakang ini, iaitu syarikat penerbangan Firefly dan Marindo A yang beroperasi daripada lapangan terbang ini untuk destinasi domestik yang paling jauh sampai ke Batam dan Singapura sahaja, iaitu di Seletar Airport oleh Firefly. Dengan adanya satu perubahan dasar ini, kerajaan membenarkan ataupun laksanakan satu dasar baru, iaitu membenarkan semula pesawat jet narrow body, up to narrow body, iaitu up to 3220 and 737 untuk beroperasi semula daripada lapangan terbang ini mengikut penerbangan berjadual. Sudah tentu apabila ini dilaksanakan, ia memerlukan pembangunan semula terminal ini dan menjadikan ini sebagai satu hub untuk penerbangan-penerbangan bersifat business jet dan juga pesawat-pesawat yang menggunakan narrow body ini untuk penerbangan jadual. Dan ada satu syarikat yang telah pun memohon kepada kerajaan, kepada Kementerian Pengangkutan untuk memulakan penerbangan daripada lapangan terbang ini menggunakan pesawat narrow body yang lebih mesra Arab untuk beroperasi daripada lapangan terbang ini apabila ia dibenarkan kelak dan juga dibangunkan semula kelak. Jadi I think this is a major game changer as far as Subang Airport is concerned, and not only allowing narrow body jet to operate from this airport, but the regeneration plan will focus more to become an aerospace center for this region, not only for private business jet but also for MRO. So we have a huge area here which can be developed based on the master plan drawn up by MHB, and this will be a very exciting project and development plan to be unveiled by the government and MHB, and I'm sure it will attract a lot of interest and investment from major aerospace companies to invest in Malaysia. Saya terbuka untuk soalan.
May I welcome the first question from the floor? Please state your name and your agency. First question. Maybe take that.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Okay, can I take a little bit first?
Actually, I have one for MHB first, if you don't mind. There were plans for a 1.3 billion ringgit regeneration for the Subang Airport area. Where does that fall into this plan now? I'm sorry, if you don't mind, just by recording.
I believe that, as YB Minister had mentioned just now, this is a new policy that's been announced today. So how it fits in with our previous plan, looking at it from the perspective of how we're going to take this one through, I think the parameters are very clear. Perincian, all the penelitian akan diadakan. So we will be undertaking that, as the Minister had mentioned, the instruction and also the advice basically is to have a libat urus session, a stakeholders engagement in a very transparent manner. So how we move from there, whether we base it on the existing plan or whether we fine-tune it, will be undertaken at that particular stage.
Another question, but this is more for both of you. There's some issues with WCT Engineering, which operates this airport. The ministry did say, the government did say it was going to help out with it. Where are we at now?
Help out with what?
The WCT and engineering issue. They are the operators of Sky Park Hotel.
Well, I mean, whatever arrangement between MHB and WCT, that is between MHB and WCT. So the government will not interfere on that. That is a commercial decision. As far as the decision by the cabinet today, is number one, is a policy decision. A policy decision, a very major policy decision, is to allow narrow body jet to operate from Subang Airport. So if without this major decision, without this policy decision, the entire regeneration plan cannot work, because the government has disallowed jet to operate from here since 2002 because of our policy to focus on KLIA. Of course, when KLIA was drawn up, there was a study made that we have to ensure that KLIA reaches more than 60 million passengers per annum before Subang Airport can be considered for as a secondary airport or as a city airport. And in 2019, pre-COVID, we have passed that mark of more than 60 million passengers from KLIA per annum. So right now, I think the important focus is that we want to regenerate Subang Airport as a city airport, as a secondary airport, complementing KLIA. So this will be more as a business jet hub, premium jet for business passengers, and of course for penerbangan berjadual.
You've already engaged with AirAsia, Malaysia Airlines.
No question of engaging with airlines. Right now it's about airport. Okay. Of course, airlines can apply to operate from here once this plan is implemented. It's not a question of engaging with airlines. More importantly is the airport, MHB. What is the plan of MHB? MHB have drawn up a plan in terms of regeneration, not only as an airport, but as a MRO hub. Because there are a lot of facilities around the airport for MROs. So this is the entire plan. It's a comprehensive plan in terms of aerospace industry.
I do remember that there were concerns that by opening it up for commercial scheduled flights for jets here, it's going to cannibalize what's happening over at KLIA. I remember you guys saying that. Is that no longer a concern?
That's why I said the study has mentioned we have passed that mark, 60 million. We have passed that mark. So it will be a complementary to KLIA. This is not going to replace KLIA. Definitely not. KLIA will remain our most important gateway of the country, but Subang, this airport, Subang Airport, will be a city airport, model after many other cities in the world, such as London. London, the major airport is Heathrow, but they are Gatwick, they are Luton, and a few others, London City Airport. There are 2 or 3 city airports in London. So do other major cities in the world. There are many other smaller airports to complement with the international airport. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Do you have any target for Subang Airport as after this? Or do you have any targets or studies will be going on for this Subang?
The studies have been made for years. I think this plan is not the past 2 months. Okay, to be fair to MHB, the plan has been studied for a few years since the previous probably 2 or 3 governments. A lot of study have been made, but finally it has been finalized, and I'm glad that I was able to bring it up to cabinet for approval. So the plan has been drawn up in terms of policy direction, and now it's up to MHB to draw up their business plan. So once the business plan is finalized, it has to be retabled to the cabinet for approval. Okay. Of course, my aim and my target for Subang Airport is to become an aerospace industry center for the region.
Yes, right.
Not only as an airport, but also as a hub for MRO.
So, can I just do a follow-on on that? Let's say just now on the cannibalization.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just look at it from a very simple perspective. I think that everybody will appreciate very simple mathematics. KLIA, as far as the hub of Malaysia, you want to know what's the land size? The land size is 14,000 acres. Land size in Subang, 1,000 acres. So that's 1/14, less than 7%. It's about 7% exactly. And if you look at the simple math as well, take the number of passengers at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, 75. Do a multiplication, 7%. That comes up to around 7 million passengers. So that's how it works. And then in terms of, as YB was mentioning, narrow body. Narrow body, we are already looking at it from the perspective of when KLIA grows at this point of time, 70% of the traffic at KLIA now is narrow body. So if we plan it very smartly with the government of Malaysia, we can alleviate some of the narrow body aircrafts point to point at Kuala Lumpur International Airport by bringing them here. So then you will be able, as a responsible corporate body, we need to squeeze our asset further. So in terms of taking some of the capacity out from there and bringing to Subang, it will be good for Kuala Lumpur International Airport, leaving more space for long-haul flights using wide bodies to come to Kuala Lumpur International Airport. And we've seen this model, as YB mentioned, we've seen this model everywhere. London, LCY, London City Airport. To a certain extent as well, we are operating Sabiha Gökçen Airport, which is deemed to be a city and secondary airport in Istanbul. Although the size there is much bigger, because the land, 35 million thereabout, 40 million thereabout, as opposed to the main airport, which is 120 million capacity. So I think the mathematics like that will allay all this issue of cannibalization, because I mean 7% cannot fight with cannibalizing the 100%.
No, I brought it up because you're previous.
Okay.
As mentioned, I think the capacity, even after the regeneration, is up to 8 million per annum. 8 million per annum. KLIA has much bigger capacity. So this is not going to take away passengers from KLIA. So you don't have to worry for MHB. So they will continue to do very well in KLIA, because KLIA is meant for our international gateway. This is more meant for regional flights and also for premium flights.
Rowena has
What is the estimated cost for this regeneration plan?
As mentioned just now, the actual business plan will be finalized by NHB. Then they'll have to submit to the Ministry of Transport, and I have to retable back to Cabinet for approval before any announcement to be made.
Any deadline for business plan to be submitted?
We have mentioned the Prime Minister has directed that things must move very fast. The business plan must be submitted back to Cabinet before the end of this quarter. That means they have less than 2 months' time.
Why did you have to ask them? I'm sweating really.
any more questions from the floor?
Sorry, 2 months means the SARP must be presented to Cabinet.
Yes.
To cabinet or to you?
To Cabinet. The actual business plan, actual business proposal. Right now is a policy framework. As mentioned, the SARP policy framework has been finalized and approved by the Cabinet. So the actual business plan of how to execute it the execution plan have to be retabled to cabinet by end of this quarter.
We will also look at a better quality of integration with Sky Park link in your plans.
Definitely, this will be the entire what do you call that, framework of development is to ensure that there is an integration with the entire infrastructure here. We want this airport to be a green airport, to be a smart airport, with the latest technology, with 5G and so on, and also in terms of integrating with the Sky Park train. As you remember, about 2 weeks ago, I've mentioned that we will suspend the current train services between Sky Park to KL Central. This is just a temporary suspension. After the redevelopment, once this airport is can attract more traffic, then we will restart together and integrate with this regeneration plan. For the time being, the Sky Park train will be suspended starting 15th of February because of low ridership. We have less than 100 passengers a day. We can better utilize the train, and this train will be redeployed to KTM Utara, serving between Padang Besar to Butterworth.
Benjamin, do you have a question? Any more questions from the floor?
The edge around. The edge around.
The edge.
The edge, no?
No more questions? One last question.
Maybe soalan lain boleh?
Apa yang lain?
Mengenai
Tanya dulu.
LRT. LRT mengenai keretakan di.
Itu saya akan buat tinjauan pada hari Rabu ni.
Dan one more thing, semalam kita ada menyiarkan mengenai bantahan penduduk di Taman Sungai Siri Indah Port Club mengenai pembinaan rel Pantai Timur ICRL, yang dakwa mereka hanya menerima makluman mengenai melalui portal MOT dan tidak mendapat sebarang notis dari mana-mana pihak sehingga setakat semalam, dan mereka telah tinggal di sana 18 tahun. Jadi mereka minta untuk mengkaji semula dan membantah penggunaan laluan rel di tanah kediaman mereka.
Saya akan meminta MRL untuk menguruskan perkara. MRL sebagai peneraju kepada projek ICRL. Okay, any more questions about Subang Airport? Okay, thank you very much. Selamat maju jaya kepada pihak MHB, dan berharap lapangan terbang Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah akan bakal melihat satu transformasi yang besar, bukan saja dari segi wajah tetapi dari segi ekosistem ini untuk membawa sektor dan industri aeroangkasa negara ke tahap yang lebih cepat. Terima kasih.
Soalan politik boleh satu.
Seperti